Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's stitch we are going to be working through the wheat fields stitch pattern, and if you can see, it's got these little shafts of wheat scattered throughout, alternating. This is part of the adventure blanket crochet along. So if you are working through that, I am glad you're here and working on your blanket. If you are just here to learn how to do the wheat field stitch, you can add this to any project. It looks great in blankets, sweaters, you could use it for garments, things like that. It is a double-sided pattern, so the other side will look like this. Let me see if I can find the end and show you the other side just for... So this is the other side. So it looks exactly the same. Okay. For those that don't know me, I am Christine from Ambassador Crochet, and I am glad you're here to work through this. So to get started, we are going to work multiples of 12 plus 9. So for this, I don't want to just do one repeat. I'd like to do a few so you can see the difference in how to change as it alternates through the pattern. So I will work the 12 for the repeat twice, which would be 24, and then I will add the 9 for the beginning chain, or for the difference in the repeat as far as matching it up on either side. So 24 plus 9, so I will work 33 chain. So let me just count that because I wasn't counting while I was talking. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, I've worked a chain 33. So if you're following along for the adventure blanket, it starts with a row of single crochet. So that's what I'm actually going to do here. You don't really need to work a row of single crochet, but I'm going to start. It makes the first row look nice and clean, and that will follow along with the adventure blanket. So you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and in each chain across. Okay, we've finished the first row of single crochet. So now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn my work. And I'm going to work 9 double crochet, or double crochet in the first 9. So I did a chain 1 and I worked a double crochet. You can do the standing double crochet. You can do chain 3 as your double crochet, however you start your rows. I just like to do a chain 1 and a double crochet. I like the way that looks as far as it's not the beginning chain 3, and I tend to fidget with the standing double crochet, so I just do that because it's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The setup row is the one you have to pay attention to. After that, it's pretty easy. So we're going to skip the next single crochet, and we're going to puff stitch, chain one, puff stitch in this stitch. So for the puff stitch here, I did alter it just slightly from a normal puff stitch because I wanted my chain one to be a little different. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 7. So you're going to yarn over and pull through 6 of those. And that closes the puff stitch. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through. And that will close the entire thing as one stitch. And then you're going to chain one, and you're going to work another puff stitch right here. So you're going to yarn over, insert it into the same stitch, pull up a loop, do that 2 more times, 1, 2, yarn over, pull through 6, and yarn over and pull through 1. And the reason I did that instead of yarn over, pull through all 7 and then chain 1 is because I didn't want to chain 1 on the other end of this. So I had these close themselves and I added the chain 1 where I wanted it. Okay, so now you're going to skip this next stitch and you're going to work a double crochet in the next 9 stitches. So we have the puff stitch, the puff V stitch. We're going to skip this one and work 9 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat that. We're going to skip one and then do that puff V stitch here in the next stitch. So if you need a reminder, yarn over, pull up a loop, that's 3, yarn over, pull up a loop, that's 5, and that's 7, yarn over, pull through 6, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Chain 1 and repeat the puff stitch part. And then you're going to skip one and work a double crochet across. Okay, so now we have finished this. So now we have the beginning of our first wheat field. So we will have 2 repeats here so that I can show you how it works up better. Okay, so we're going to, for row 1 was the single crochet. This was the first row of the actual wheat field. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to work 8 double crochet across each of the 8 double crochet from the previous row. Okay, we have our 8 double crochet in each of the double crochet that are here. We're going to work the V puff stitch in this chain 1 space. So yarn over and do your puff stitch in there. Chain 1 and work another one. Okay, now this is where I want to, it's not tricky, but I want to show you this stitch right here is actually the top of the puff stitch. Okay, so we are not going to work a double crochet in this. We're going to skip this. So the instructions, the written instructions are going to say work a double crochet in the 9 double crochet. This is not for this double crochet. It's actually for the puff stitch. So we're going to skip that puff stitch and work 9 double crochet. And then work the puff stitch, chain 1 puff stitch, or V puff stitch, whatever we're calling it. I think in the instructions it's listed as a puff stitch, chain 1 puff stitch. Ultimately that's a V stitch using puffs, but I didn't want to make it too complicated, so I just, I listed it as a puff, chain 1 puff. Skip this puff stitch and work double crochet across to the end. Okay, so now we have 2 of the puff stitch rows. We're going to work 1 more of those rows exactly the same way. So chain 1 and then repeat the pattern across. Okay, we are at the end of the 3rd row for the wheat field, for the first section of the wheat field. So now we're going to alter these wheat fields so that they alternate here instead of here. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to work a double crochet in the first 2. And then we're going to skip 1. And then we're going to work a puff, chain 1, and then again another puff stitch in that next single crochet. Now we're going to skip 1 and work 9. So at this point, depending on how long your project is, you would work these repeats across with the V puff stitches and then 9 double crochet in between them. When you get to the V stitch, you are going to work double crochet into each of these. So you're going to work a double crochet into the puff stitch, a double crochet into the chain 1 space, and a double crochet into the puff stitch, and then continue until you have your 9 double crochet. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, so 1 more, 9. Going to skip my next one and then work that puff, chain 1 puff in your next single crochet, double crochet, sorry about that. skip 1, 9 double crochet, skip 1, work 1 more set of puff stitches, skip 1, and then work double crochet across to the end. And now we have alternated where those wheat fields are going to sit. And these will be the regular crochet above here, so it'll alter. So then it's honestly just a repeat. So you're going to chain 1, and now you're going to double crochet across and put those puff stitches in the new chain 1 spaces. So I'll do another set of rows just to show you the full repeat. Again, don't forget to skip the top of that puff stitch. Okay, I think I will do one more repeat so that you can see a full repeat of this section as well as this section. So let's do one more repeat. Okay, we have finished one complete repeat cycle. So it was the repeat of this section as well as the repeat of this section. This is a complete repeat cycle. You could just do columns of, just your original set of wheat rows and not alternate. You could just make them more often. There's so many things you can do with this, but this is the repeat. At this point, if you're working the adventure blanket, it's just going to repeat these 6 rows. So you're going to go back to this original, 9 V-stitch, 9, the V-puff across, and then alternate after 3 rows. This is part of the adventure blanket. So if you have not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I will be coming out with quite a few new videos in the upcoming weeks. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, I will post the link to the adventure blanket so you can have the written instructions for this strip in the comments below. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you will come back again.